Here's what's on this episode of Formula World. As always, you can find timestamps for these stories in the description or as a pinned comment. First up on Formula World, Hamilton and Vettel's switcheroo. Lewis Hamilton is still yet to sign a new contract with Mercedes, and as usual, speculation is rife. Former world champion Damon Hill has come out saying that you can't rule out a switch between Hamilton and Ferrari driver Sebastian Vettel, despite the latter being locked into a contract. Sebastian is under contract at Ferrari, but he is a German driver and Mercedes are a German team. There could be the old switcheroo. Hill went on to add that he believes Hamilton knows what he is doing and is trying to squeeze Mercedes for a bit more. Lewis does a very good job of appearing innocent and not understanding, but I think he has a very astute mind when it comes to what his power is in the sport. He's powerful enough and a precious commodity in the sport and maybe just making them wait and sweat a bit. Mercedes might be sweating. Grosjean criticism, maybe because I'm French. Romain Grosjean has been under constant fire since his latest incident in Spain, and his boss, Gunther Steiner, has since come out in support of his driver. But this time, Grosjean himself has made a statement, and even went as far as accusing the British media of targeting him because he's French. I've made a mistake. Mistakes happen to everyone. I'm sure if you write an article, sometimes you make a mistake, typos, and then people check them for you. The thing is, if you do it before, nobody will see it because you corrected it. Know that the British press doesn't like me very much, maybe because I'm French, but I am very honest with the media and always tell the truth. I do not talk shit like the others would. Maybe that's not good, but that's me. Red Bull ruins careers. The rumours of whether Brendan Hartley will be racing his last race in Monaco are steady, but the more pertinent question has been, if he is to go, who will replace him? Renault development driver Artem Markelov, who finished runner-up to Charles Leclerc in his debut season of Formula 2, was recently asked in an interview if he would be interested in the role. And his answer may surprise many, taking aim at Red Bull's Helmut Marko with scathing remarks. Would I agree to go in the place of Hartley? If Renault gives the go-ahead, it's possible, but of my own volition, I would not sit in the Toro Rosso. Knowing Dr. Marko, knowing how he ruins the careers of young drivers, I don't need that. FIA calls for simple engines. There is plenty of talk about engine regulations for the future of Formula 1, and FIA President Jean Todt has come out saying that he believes the next step is to make things simpler, even if that means taking a perceived backward step. I think we wanted to take as much as we learned from the existing regulations and to try to make things more simply. It's a beautiful piece of art, of technology, but I hear that it's maybe not what the fans were expecting. It's not something that is absolutely needed to have a good championship. So I think it's important that we can learn out of it and propose something which is supposed to be more simple. Saying that, if you think that it has been maybe a bit too far, you must be prepared to go a bit backwards. At the end of the day, I'm sure that over the years the engine will be even more efficient without MGUH. Magnussen, I don't care what anyone thinks. Magnussen is another driver who cops criticism for his driving style, but like his driving style, he doesn't seem to care what other people have to say about him. I don't care what other drivers think of me. They can say what they want. If there's something where a story came out and was completely wrong, then I will say something. But unless it's something like that, I don't care what anyone thinks. I focus on the team and I block out all the outside media stuff because it's so irrelevant and uncontrollable. I feel like that's the only way to do it. It's all out of my control anyway. I find it so difficult to control what goes out into the media and how it goes out that it's better for me to just speak my mind on track and let them talk. Mercedes not favourites at Monaco. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff has begun talking down their chances for the upcoming Monaco Grand Prix and have admitted they feel that some of their rivals are the favourites over them. We don't head to Monaco as favourites. They're Red Bull and Ferrari. Red Bull are strong in slow corners and where straight line speed is less important. Our job is to maximise the car's potential, whatever that may be. The Circuit de Monaco is a driver's track. Its tight layout and close walls mean that there is no margin for error and every mistake is punished. Fast feed. Valtteri Bottas says that he believes he can win races and that the gap between him and Hamilton has been much closer than some races last year. FIA President Jean Todt says drivers will be consulted over the new Miami circuit, but only once they have looked at the safety aspects. Sainz says using the hypersofts will be crazy and he expects lap records to be broken at Monaco. Hartley also says qualifying on hypersofts will be very fun. Sauber driver Charles Leclerc says it's a great honour being compared to the likes of Senna and Schumacher, but admits he tries to ignore that because he still has a lot to learn in Formula 1. Renault are already considering switching focus to their 2019 car, and their driver Nico Hülkenberg agrees even if it hurts his chances for this season. Toro Rosso team boss says their link with Honda means they want a Japanese driver sooner rather than later. And Renault boss Cyril Abiteboul says Red Bull never really shows any appreciation or kind of loyalty to us. Formula World fans react. Vettel to Mercedes. On the previous episode of Formula World, I asked whether you thought Vettel will move to Mercedes, and the results are in. 16% of you say you think he will go to Mercedes when his contract with Ferrari is up. 23% say yes when Hamilton leaves Mercedes. 55% of you say no, he will retire at Ferrari, and 6% of you say no, but he will race for another team. Does Red Bull ruin careers? Be sure to vote in the poll and let me know what you think about this or any of the other stories in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my other videos for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.